Hey guys, back with another YouTube video. Today it's going to be an update video on a handful of projects. And so let's get started. First things first is on the two stag handled knives I was working on. I finally got some leather sheets made for them. Both made out of old leather boots. And each one has been sharpened and ready to go. And the handles are clear coated. Well, I mean lacquered, but it's basically the same thing. And they'll be put for sale on my eBay profile. And here's the other one. This one's more of a processing knife. Again, came out really nice. Beautiful. Forward to putting those for sale. And I restored that Victorinox butcher's knife. I recycled an old file handle and added an extra collar right here from another old knife. And kept the original design of the blade. And tried my best to preserve the logo. Now you guys can't see it on camera, but it's right here. And came out really nice. It originally had a handle like this butcher knife does, but I wanted to keep kind of like the classic look to it, so I just simply got all the nicks and dings I could. I got the majority of them out, but there's a few very deep ones I wasn't able to get out. And I trimmed the tang down a little bit and brought it all back flush and added a beautiful handle on it. Beautiful. Definitely a scary looking knife almost, because this one's longer than all my other ones. Beautiful. Next is on this butcher knife I paid $1 for, if those who may remember. I brought that when I was back in Cersei. And I decided I would go ahead and clean it up a little bit. I got all the nicks and dings out of the back of it. Didn't get all of them out, but I got the majority of them out because there's two very deep ones I wasn't able to get out. Again, don't ever use a butcher knife or a machete because that's not what they're for. And I'm going to keep this one for myself. Same with the Victorinox. I'm keeping that one for myself. Next, getting into some props. My good buddy Sam, who has another YouTube channel, has been talking with me and requesting me to make him a couple of props in exchange for that Jason mask. And one of them I've already been done with. Another one I'm almost done with. I just got to do one more thing to it. And here's the first one he wanted. He wanted the butcher knife from Halloween Ends, Michael Myers. And this thing came out gorgeous. Remember, this started out looking like this. And now it's like this. And this was an interesting process. I don't normally artificially age something, but I figured I would give it a shot because that's what my buddy wanted, and it was well worth it. I bought some particular, I don't know what it was called, but it's a particular kind of paint that clumps up when you spray it on patio furniture, and it leaves a rough surface, which is great because it makes it look like as if it's rusting, but it's not. And I got some rust-colored paint and just gently took flakes on it on a brush and just gave it random brush strokes, again, to make it look like as if the blade is rusting. And it turned out gorgeous. My buddy Sam really loves how this thing turned out. Again, it's going to be an awesome display piece in his collection. Cannot wait to give it to him. This one's already been done. Yeah, I would say this is probably the best quality prop you can buy without spending a lot of money. I mean, in trade value, it was roughly even. The mask he gave me is probably roughly about $60 new. And he customized it, which I was very happy with. And if I was to sell this right now, this exact one, I would ask a minimum of about $40, which is more than fair for all the work that went into it. Because that's still not very much, because if you go online, you'll spend a minimum of $60 to $70 for a prop similar to this. But since I don't charge that much, I'm happy to do it. This is the one I'm going to do for me. I'm nearly done with that one. I had to find some new pins because one of them was gone. So that's one's going to be for mine. And each one I mark. When I make a prop knife for somebody, I normally make 2 of each one. And when I do, I stamp them with numbers. And I let my buddies pick out which ones they want. Because no 2 come out the same. You put these side by side, the blades look almost identical, but they're minor different because sadly, no knife maker can make something the exact same, no matter how hard you try. And this one is marked with a number 1. And this one, which side is it on? Well, you can't see it, but this one is marked with a number 2 right here, but it's covered up with the paint. I'd have to zoom in, and my camera's not that good. And I let my buddy pick out before I painted this, and he picked number 2, so that's the one I gave to him. Again, came out beautiful. And I love how the rust kind of makes it look like fake blood a little bit. Beautiful. Next is the other one he ordered from me, the Rob Zombie Bowie knife from Halloween, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Again, not Halloween 2, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. This is a prop of the Bowie knife that he uses in the movie. The exact size and dimensions, which was not easy to find, by the way. And this one, I did something I normally would never do with a functioning knife, but considering this is a prop, it did not matter. I did not have enough tang to make this flare out in the end right here. And basically what I did is I took the remaining gap and filled it with another piece of aluminum and pinned it in place and just sanded it over smooth. And I painted this fake blood on it, and it already looks really nice. First thing I did is I spray painted this area, and then I took a brush and just randomly put strokes right here to make it look like as if it's been trying to be cleaned. Again, a beautiful project. The only thing I'm left to do on this one is I had forgot that the handle was black in the movie, so I'm going to spray paint this black, but I'm also going to shine up the tang and pins so they'll show. Beautiful. Once this one's done, I got to give this one to my buddy Sam, and this one. And the only thing I really wish I could have done was made it out of a thicker piece of aluminum. This was out of a prop machete that I had lying around, and I didn't want it anyway, so I chopped it down for this particular project. I just wish the blade was a little bit thicker, but he told me if he wants another one, he'll just order it. This one's mainly going to be for display. Still, it turned out really nice. And I used the same paint I used for the Chucky knife. And who knows, maybe as Halloween gets closer, I'll start making some more props and putting them on eBay. Because, again, those who don't know me, before I got into knife making, I used to make props all the time. I would make them generally out of aluminum, which is why I use a lot of it, because it's a material I'm very familiar with, and it's very soft. And it still gives you that general feeling of holding a weapon, even though none of these are weapons. And I quit doing them for a time period because not many people paid a good amount for a good quality prop anymore, so I mostly just abandoned the whole idea. Until my good buddy Eric at first got me back into it. I made him a couple of prop knives, and he was very impressed on how good I could make them. Which, hey, being a knife maker, it kind of does help that. And he kind of re-inspired me to get back into them again. And I still made them from time to time, but then my buddy Sam came along. I ran into him. And again, he got me back into props, and it's fun to do stuff like this. Taking something that looks like this and making this was very fun. I loved doing it. And again, I can add another branch of that under my belt. You want a prop knife or a prop weapon? Happily hit me up. The only thing I really cannot make is prop folding weapons because I'm not that good. I'll mostly stay towards fixed blades, axes, and a few tools. I could probably make battle axes, but again, I mostly just stay away from that kind of stuff unless it's a design I know for sure I can make. Or what I normally say is when it comes to big knives like this, I say let me go check my materials or my inventory and see what I got. Because I may make a piece like this or take an order and forget that I don't have a piece big enough. That leads me to go buy a new piece, which I don't want to do because that's extra money for the project. And I don't want my clients paying more money. So again, it was a good project. I love doing it. I cannot wait to get this one finished. And I got another one that he wants, and I'll show that in another video when that one gets done. I am making Michael Myers' fire pry bar tool that he uses in the Halloween Ends movie to kill all those firefighters with. So if you don't know what that weapon is, look up the clip. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's the weapon he uses. It's called let me actually get a book so I can tell you exactly what that tool is called. Because I had to get the design. Here we go. It is called a Holden Tool 36-inch Fire Grip Claw. That's what that tool is called. Again, if you don't know what that is, look up the clip of Michael Myers versus the firefighters or whatever people say it as. So, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, stay sharp and keep collecting.